Abundance, 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 and gratitude to all. Now, the first thing that I'm going to ask is that I like to be critiqued. I like for people to criticize or debunk what I'm saying, so that way I can go back to the drawing board and do my homework. I like that. But here's the problem: is it's not just about what you read; it's about what you are tapping into. You see, because everything that's in a book is already inside of my genetics. And more importantly, it's more information in one neuron than all of the books that you see here on this planet. There's one information, and I have over 100 billion of them. So, with that being said, that means your intuition is more powerful than the world, but you're supposed to use two to navigate this. So, here we go, right here. This is the problem people are having because this is the Gold's X-ray flux. Anybody know about the Gold's X-ray flux? I had already broke this down plenty of times. This monitors what you would call A, B, C, M, and X flares that are coming from the sun, charged particles. Now, these X flares um, versus solar wind is a little bit different. Now, what I mean by that, the winds still carry these X flares to Earth. However, these X flares are charged particles. They separate the electrons on all living organisms on this planet, no matter where it's at, oceanic or land. These particles are separating the electrons from around the atom, which is the smallest building unit of every cell. So, in that, when it separates the electron from around it, it is being exposed to high levels of UVA, UVB, and now UVC radiation. UVC radiation is a detoxifier, a germ killer, a mutating wavelength. UVC radiation, a detoxifier, a germ killer, a mutating wavelength. That is what UVC radiation is. Now, with that being said, my people, we are being crushed on the nighttime side of the planet with M flares and X flares. So I want you to look at these arrows that are being pointed down in the opposite direction, because these arrows should be flowing in the other direction when cosmic particles are hitting the planet, to let you know what, if it was a C range, an M range, X range, whatever the case may be, B range or A, whatever the case may be. But if you look at these long lines, you look at this long line and you look at these blue and purple lines, because these are satellites that are monitoring the solar wind. Now, if you look at them, they are stretching all the way down, which you would consider past the A. If you reverse that line and you would just take just the first one, excuse me, if you was to reverse that line and turn it the other direction, that would be a high X flare. That would be like a X9 flare, because this is what's taking place on the nighttime side of the planet. And how do we know this to be true? Paul.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. Check this out. We're looking at the geospace. This is a view, an animation of the magnetosphere, the shields that protect planet Earth and everybody that lives on planet Earth, right? Well, according to this was sent in by my friend Nelson. I checked this too. It's over at the ISOA. And it's showing that the magnetic fields right there, as you can see, they almost kind of disappeared. That was from one of two things. What's up, guys? Thanks for stopping by. I really do appreciate you spending part of your Sunday with me over here, Angela, Rick, and Mr. Ree. What's up, guys? There's Belinda in the house. What's going on, Belinda? Right here. Notice almost an absence of the magnetic shields. You're looking at a simulation of right there. You're going to see another example of what looks like backside pressure. This is the energy. Let me show you guys what we're looking at here. You're looking at this is be the cut plane. This would be the Y cut and the X cut. The Y on the left, the Z on the right. X or Z and Y. One's from the top, one's from the side. And you're seeing the magnetic shields, the magnetosphere specifically, reacting to solar wind, coming from the left, moving to the right on this graph, okay? Earth is right there. Earth is in the middle. Okay, this is all energy moving towards the Earth from the sun. Watch what happens right there. Notice how the energy almost stopped, which it should keep moving from left to right. That's the origination. It's originating from the sun, right? Why did it stop? And it almost looked like backside pressure pushed against the backside of the earth. Watch. Right there, it becomes almost neutral. That is rare. That's not supposed to happen, but it did on 9/7 of 2025. That would be today at 8:26 Universal Time, around 1 o'clock in the morning, give or take an hour, depending on where you live on the earth. Yes, there was some sort of an event right there. At least that's what this graph is showing us. This is an animated graph of the magnetic shields reacting to, or the lack thereof. Right there's a good dose of plasma, and then right there, it stopped. And that's not uncommon for it to stop because density waves of plasma fluctuate, just like clouds fluctuate in the sky. Not all clouds are created equal. Some are denser than others, some are bigger than others, smaller than others, thinner than others. But this right here is telling us a story, right? And I remember years ago.
Okay, my people, that's just one example. Pause. Here we go. That's one example. Here is 3 other examples just to drive my point home even more. So here is what you would call, everybody knows or familiar with this that watch my videos, Magneto's pause. 4/22/25 is the last time they gave up information from what I am looking at, for what I'm looking at. Look at this. No data available in this selected time range. No data available. This is solar wind down here. No data available. No, excuse me. This is the Magneto's pause down here. This is the magnetic field lines, invisible field lines that you can't see, that nature uses to navigate throughout this planet. Here is the solar wind. Here is the solar wind. No data available in this selected time range. I hit it for the last 24 hours. Look at this. No information is available. Why is that, huh? So let's just do this. Let me see something here. Let's go click while we're here together. And let's go. I went with the last 48 hours. Let's go last 30 days. Let's see what happened with the last. No data available. The last 30 days, they don't even want to give you the information. Like I told you, as 3i Atlas is coming into our solar system. First of all, y'all don't know what direction that 3i Atlas came from. Let me refresh your memory. It came from where the Milky Way galaxy, that's where it came from, where Sirius A and B, that's where 3i Atlas came from. And it's coming through, passing through our solar system, and it's going to be on the backside of the sun towards the end of October. I told y'all, as 3i Atlas approaches, and everything is going to increase exponentially. And when 3i Atlas get here and go past, it's going to be, radiation is going to be increasing, weather phenomena are going to be increasing, light is going to increase in this planet, self-awareness is going to be more increased. Everything is going to be enhanced when 3i Atlas come through here. It's already happening, but it's going, everything that's good, everything that's righteous, everything that has to do with truth and prosperity and growth is going to be on the forefront with 3i Atlas. Just so that you know. See, you're not going to be able to just be looking at things with your first physical 2 eyes. This is why they named it that, to be truthful and honest with you. 3i Atlas. Your physical 2 eyes and your pineal gland. See, that's why all 3 eyes are going to be online going forward. The sun is separating us. It's nothing that you can do about it. See, here's the thing about life. It's not about how many books you read. It's about what books you are reading. You see? Because one neuron can fill up the Grand Canyon. One neuron has enough information to fill up the Grand Canyon from front to back, from floor to ceiling, with books. And you can do that 15 gazillion times over with one neuron. We have over 100 billion sitting in our what you call brain. Are you kidding me? Respect my intuition. Put some respect on my eye. Put some respect on the fact that Kala said Earth is a school. This was a test the whole entire time. Put some respect on that. That I'm sitting there pointing you to you. Put some respect on that. That I can tell you to get on your knees and pray for tomorrow. To put some respect that I didn't tell you to get on your knees and ask some invisible person to forgive you or to help you with a better tomorrow. Put some respect that I put all the onus on you so you can reap all the rewards. So you can reap all the rewards. See, you ain't putting it on nobody else. And even with your darkness, put all your darkness on you so that way you can reap the rewards from your darkness that you put out. I told y'all this was happening, and this ain't going to do nothing but increase exponentially. They not giving up no more information, especially on these instruments. This was back in April 22 of 2025. Look at that energy on the backside of the planet. Look at that energy. And I told you I was already seeing purple, and I never seen purple on this graph before. I was seeing purple on here. That's how much the radiation levels have increased on this planet, that I was literally looking at purple in the entirety of the solar system. I said, it's purple. I appreciate you all. Earth was a school. You came here to master your energy. You came here to be put to the test. You looked at this, you said, ain't nobody gonna convince me to hate myself. Ain't nobody gonna convince me to hate my brother, hate my sister. Ain't nobody gonna convince me to treat my own children with abandonment and no love and a value and appreciation. Nobody can convince me to do that. We too powerful. Nobody's going to get me to use my magic, my abilities to create a world that is building a prison for my people. Nobody's going to get me to do that. That's impossible. That's impossible. We too great of a species to allow something like that to take place. See, this is how great this test was, people. You don't even get it. I value and I appreciate you all. Y'all all have an amazing, supreme, cosmic rest of your day.